All right. Sorry about that, everybody. We were able to go ahead and get back up and running. However, turns out we've run into a little bit of a hiccup. So, despite uploading, or, fixing various drivers and things, this actually happened last week with Spiritfarer, and I was able to go ahead and get everything running last week. Every time we boot up the game, it decides that it wants to green screen / blue screen my computer, which is no bueno. So we're gonna see if maybe if we can go ahead and do this in windowed form, and maybe that'll make a difference here, as much as I hate it. Let's see. There's a possibility that maybe playing it in windowed form will do what we need. Downside is that I can see the bar across the top, and that bothers the hell out of me. We are, however, going to also kind of keep it up and running for now while we find a different potential game. We might actually wind up swapping over to a different game today, you guys, and I hate doing that. I hate doing that. I think we might go ahead and take a look at Europa, honestly. Hey, Rainbow. How you doing, girly? Yeah, you're actually, we're possibly having to scrap Spiritfarer today, just because even though it is wholesome AF, it continues to blue screen my PC, despite the fact that everything has been updated, drivers are up to date, and everything else like that. It makes Wings PC unhappy. Oh, Micah, don't pop in at the same time. No, everybody's like popping in, and I'm about to go ahead and possibly can this stream or this game right now. There's a possibility, okay, because this is like the third time the game has caused my stream and my PC to blue screen. We've updated drivers since last week, so it's not those. We're going to try booting it through again in windowed form, as much as I hate that, because I can see this bar up here. You guys may not be able to see it, but if Spiritfarer doesn't work out for us this week, I do have Europa, and we might swap over to Europa, which is also a really cute game for anybody who hasn't had a chance to go ahead and see it. Wow, I just made my eyes go ahead and do the thing. Yeah, I know. I was really liking it. I played for a solid, 2.5+ hours last week. I don't know what it is. It's almost, because obviously the game boots up okay, but as soon as I go to try and load up my save file, it's not even a blue screen. I'll get a green screen, and then my PC reboots really fast because it's running on an SSD or whatever else may have you. So, so give me 2 seconds. We're gonna Alt Tab really quick because I don't want to make you guys wait forever. If things happen, let's just see. Let's just see if it works. Cross your fingers and toes and all the other bits. Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. Okay, that makes Wing happy. So awesome. I mean, we barely brushed the surface with the game last week. The thing is that, yeah, so all I did was, interestingly enough, go ahead and actually do this in windowed form. Same resolution, just not full screen. And, yeah, here we are. So, I don't know what happened, but welcome in, everybody. It's good to see everybody. Hopefully you had a good week. It is the Friday, the Fridayest of Fridays. Let's see, I'm trying to remember. It is nighttime, which means it is time to go to bed because we ain't got time for this. It's time to sleepy sleep until morning time. And don't look at my abysmal little tugboat that we have going on right now. It is not the epitome of basing, or base building, rather. It's pretty bad. Bloop. So it sounds like you've had a chance to go ahead and play this before, Micah. Rainbow, have you had a chance to go ahead and play Spiritfarer before? I'm trying to remember what I have to do here. I know I have to ring the bell so I can bring them out. Use that up, get some glims, have carrots. You played it and beat it when it first came out. Well, that's cool. Yeah, this is technically the Spiritfarer edition, or the Farewell edition. Not sure what kind of additions they made since the base game. But, yeah, the art style is definitely really pretty and really cute, Rainbow. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've sat here fishing for forever while the sunrise came up, and I sat here dealing with whatever fish I was trying to catch at the time, but I'm sitting here just waiting as all the scenery changes color and everything in the background. Fishy, fishy, fish. There's a bay shrimp. I haven't caught a shrimp before. No harm against the small kings. I haven't had a chance to catch a shrimp before. I'm sorry. Oop. Oh, come on. Just out of the water with you. Oop, that's another shrimp. Okay. Well, I guess that's what I get. I'm sitting here like, I've never caught a shrimp before, and game is like, well, here's all the shrimp. Oof. So what has everybody been getting up to? Do anything crazy with your week? I'm just happy that it's the weekend. How cold is it where you guys are? It's definitely not cold here. I'm sitting here like, oh, cozy stream. We're going to do cozy stream. Come in with your blankets and your hot drinks and whatever. And I'm like in t-shirts and shorts right now because it is 80 degrees outside Fahrenheit-wise. I'm like, oh, hey, I'm going to go ahead and have this amazing coffee. And I'm like, ew, I'm going to sweat. It was in the 30s this morning. It's currently 48 outside. I mean, I know it is it's cool. It's the cool months, so I won't lie, I'm a little envious. I like the cold weather. 0 degrees Celsius according to the internet. Yeah, 32 Fahrenheit. Yeah, it's 0 is freezing. Huzzah! So, all the time for the cozy stream. That's good. That's good. But at the same time, yeah, I don't know what that's like right now. Does it get cold where I am in the wintertime? Technically. So, in the state I live in the States, which is Arizona, by the way, I have no qualms talking about it. Where I'm at, it is a desert, so it's known for being upwards of, like in the summertime, up to 120 degrees Fahrenheit, which is, done the Celsius conversions a few times. It's like 47 Celsius or a little higher than that. As for the wintertime, it does get down, like right now it's getting down to like the low 40s at nighttime versus daytime. So low 40s would be, like Micah was saying, that's it's in the low teens, I think, in Celsius. Hey Penny, how are you doing? Yeah, it is quite hot. It is definitely a desert in all shapes and forms. It is also not uncommon for me to share memes about people shoveling snow, and I'm sitting over here like dunking in a pool or something like that. So yeah, it's definitely one of those things where it's like where everybody like runs around in the summertime where it's cold. Like, so for right now you guys are in a cold area and you don't want to go outside because it's too cold. It's the flip side for me in the summertime. Everybody's like running around and doing things in the summertime, and I won't go outside. It's the opposite. It's the opposite. To be fair, though, there are some interesting things that you can do. You can actually book. You can book? I bet you can very quickly across hot pavement. That is not what I meant to say. You can cook, but you can bake. That's what I meant to say. You can bake cookies in your car, actually, on the dashboard of your car. You can also cook an egg on the hood of your car. There's some interesting things just because of the fact of like how hot it is. Like there are pictures that circulate the internet where like the rubber on tires on a car started to kind of like adhere to the pavement and kind of melt a little bit. That has totally happened. Have I tried it before? Yeah, actually, I have. I didn't even have to go out to the asphalt where it's black. You know, like I didn't even have to go ahead and do it on the street. You can do it on just basic concrete. We even put it in a pan just to, you know, keep it off the ground because we wanted to eat it after we were done. Did this as kids, actually. And that's when it wasn't so hot because, yay, global warming. But yeah, no, it's totally doable. It is totally doable. It's also the reason why pretty much nobody in Arizona owns a black or dark vehicle or leather seats, because if you own leather seats in your car, it's pretty much the best way to go ahead and guarantee you're going to lose like a layer of skin to your car seat. I mean, all jokes aside, it just burns really bad. But if you ever like go to grab your grab your seat belt in the summertime, you definitely don't touch the metal part. You let that baby cool off if you can. Ugh, don't touch it. Burn, burn, burn. Hot metal. Yeah, and especially because you're already running around in like shorts and things that, you know, keep your body cool and whatnot. Trust me, you'll find out exactly where your clothes stop and where your skin starts when you go ahead and sit down on a leather seat in a car in the middle of Arizona in the summertime. You're just like, and like you're in, yeah. But I will say, as I'm getting older, it's really great for lower back pain. You sit down, it's just like a really warm car. Nice, nice, nice. But it also makes like really long trips in the car like a little dangerous because you don't. It's really easy to. Everybody tends to fall asleep when they get really warm, you know. So you've been driving and sitting down for a while and not doing anything other than just going the same speed in a straight line on a day trip or something like that. Oh man, it's the easiest thing to go ahead and fall asleep in the car. Hey Nikki, sure, feel free. Go ahead and give me a lurk. I appreciate it. Go get those nails done, girly. Yeah, do the self-care thing. You gotta show pictures later though. Otherwise I won't believe you. You gotta show off the claws. Note to self, never visit Arizona during the summertime. I will say it depends on what part of Arizona you go to. If you go to northern Arizona, we are on the tail end of the Rocky Mountains. So that is actually northern Arizona. There are ski resorts up there actually that go up to 11,500 feet or so. So you have a really tall set of mountain peaks up there, and it does actually get cold and snows up there and everything else like that, and it's very alpine. It's very much more like Colorado up there really than anything. So I'll go up to northern Arizona, and the fun part is it only takes you about an hour and a half to drive up there. And 2 hours depending on traffic. A couple 100 miles away, and you're still in the same state, and you get a complete climate change. You'll get a complete weather change, and you don't have to shovel any snow because you don't live there. And then you just visit, and then you just go back down to the city at the end of your day. So okay, awesome. Show those piggies off. Oh wait, no, piggies is toes. What are hands? The fingies? Show the fingies off. Yeah, piggies or toes, I guess. All right. I suppose I've been running back and forth enough. Like, Wing, go do something with your life. What are we doing here? Talking to chat, talking to people. I say 2 hours. It's like 2 hours going like 85 to 90 miles an hour. It's definitely smaller than California. It's definitely smaller than Texas, but you can fit numerous states inside of Arizona if it's any side, like anywhere west of the Midwest in the States. And that's like a solid like 85 to 90 for 2 hours. So it's like it's big enough. But yeah, Texas is huge. having driven through Texas when I was going on a coast to coast, because I actually lived on the East Coast for about 5 years or so while I was going through college and things. I wound up actually driving my car solo across the what level is this? What level jellies are we got here? I don't want that. Can we get rid of the... Oh, that's a problem. I can't see the buttons because you can't see the bottom of the screen. Ooh. How do I... Okay, just escape. Okay, that's better. Well, that's jellyfish stage 2. We don't want stage 2 jellies. We want stage 1 basic bitch jellies. Yeah, we'll do that. Actually, let's do this. We're gonna go on a long... 1, 2, 3. We're gonna go on a long travel. Okay, and then confirm. There we go. Now the boat will travel, and we'll go do fishy stuff. You're in the UK, and you can get across country in about 5 to 6 hours without traffic, but the roads are usually busy and windy. Yeah, when I went from one coast to the other in the States, it took me getting from Maryland to Arizona, which is, it's not all the way. If I had gone all the way, it would have taken me 3 days, but it took me about 2.5 days by myself. Honestly, because I didn't have enough money at the time. I was a starving college student and single parent. I couldn't travel and get like a hotel, so I had to like sleep in my car overnight. Luckily, I was still young enough to do that without it being like super painful or anything. But no, I did it in about 2.5 days, and that was driving consistently with, you know, GPS and everything, so I wasn't getting inherently lost. But yeah, I mean, I will say it's a totally different animal. Like it's a lot of distance actually to get through. Cross country where you live is 3 hours or so. Well, that's really cool. That sounds so tiny. That sounds so tiny. But at the same time, I mean, I've lived in a state where it was that. Like, I could get completely out of the state within about 45 minutes. So, and that's just how it was. It was a totally different state back over in the DC area for people who are outside of country. So that's totally different in terms of distance. Hey Myth, how's it going, man? It's good to see you. Happy Friday. Hashtag Team Ranch. Always surprises you how expensive flights are in the U.S. even between different states. Yeah, I mean, I was really kind of... I wanted to travel more, although I think the last time anything was relatively cheap flying-wise, it was during COVID. So they were, you know, making things cheap just because airlines were shutting down because they couldn't afford to keep everything paid. Oh, you live on an island, so it's pretty small. That makes sense. That makes sense. What time is it where you're at? I'm not going to go ahead and, like, stalk you too much. I just want to know what part of the world you're in. It's good to see you, though. Need to lurk, but you wanted to go ahead and come say hi? Thanks for popping on in, Myth. It's good to see you, buddy. For sure, for sure. I'm doing alright. It's, oh shit, I just broke my fishing rod, line, whatever. Doing okay. I did project work today, and I actually weeded out a bunch of tasks because people weren't paying attention to the amount of work that they were asking me to do, and then it didn't even matter because the tasks that they were asking me to do were outside of the scope of my project, so I was able to weed some things out today, so it was good. It's productive in a different kind of way. Oh no. Whoop. We're running through debris. Gibbs, 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 Gibbs. Urgh. Jump off the boat. Give me the box. Whoop. Looting. Diving. What have we found in the water? Ha-ha! Shard get. Quartz get. Okay, now the boat will pick back up and continue off from where it was. Ah, 6:45. You're in the Caribbean. Okay. 6:45 p.m.? It's not that bad. 6:45 p.m. You're only 3 hours ahead of me then. I didn't know the time difference wasn't so little. Unless it's tomorrow. No, because tomorrow would be like Australia. Yeah, I didn't say that. Sounds about right, Rainbow. UK is about 7 hours ahead of me. Most days. Come on, give me the fish. Give me the fish. Gibbs. Gibbs. Fish. Okay, well, now it's too dark to go ahead and navigate, so we have to go to bed, because I spent a lot of the day talking, but that's okay. Also, we do have an ad break popping up in about 15 seconds, you guys, so stay tuned. Your patience is appreciated. It does support the stream, but I will wait until you get back. Lucky for you, you don't get ads. I feel that. That's awesome, man. No ads is prime. Oh shit, I need to harvest all of these. Ooh, coffee beans. Linen. We'll plant some more coffee beans because we can. Some more corn. And some more coffee, just because we have beans. Oh, it's not supported in the Caribbean, so that makes sense. It's a way to go ahead and get around it. But all the same, for those of you keeping track at home, it's only about 1.5 minutes of ads, so it's not going to be super long. Oh, shit. I'm hoping that the ads will be done before I have to jump back on the boat. We are going into a dark jelly area, so I can go ahead and beat up some jellyfish so I can actually get some bright jelly. Something about swimming around in the river of the afterlife here. It's totally fine. Although I guess it's not really the river, it's like the ocean of the afterlife now. The beginning of the game, you actually do talk to Karen, the ferryman of the river Styx, before he like gives you the Everlight and you turn into the new Spiritfarer. The game is really cozy, Panny. Honestly, it's easy going. There's not really any stress. If anything, I'm just kind of rolling around grabbing more materials and things, and we're about to fight off some dark jellies. It's a little bit tedious in the terms of like once you get the spirits, which are these characters up here, you have to keep them fed and happy and stuff like that until you help them pass on, because you are the ferryman. You know, you are ferrying souls into the afterlife, into the great beyond. So there's a little bit of bittersweetness to that, but otherwise the art is really cute, the music is really cozy, and just the vibe is overall pretty easy and casual, so it's definitely worth it. Plus you can actually play co-op, so if you have somebody to play couch co-op with you, or local co-op, they can play as Daffodil, which is the cat, and the both of you can play at the same time, so it's pretty neat. Alright, jellyfish! Here they come again. I don't feel great. Still have faith in you. I'll watch from inside. Don't be scared though, Stella. They'll be coming straight for us. That's fine. I built up my house much taller this time. Jellyfish time. Hoppa. Let's go. Whoop. fireworks. Pop, pop, pop. Mm. Shit. Rawr. I'm gonna catch it. There we go. Woohoo! Oh. No, not the finale. Ugh. Must get jellies. Boop. Ta-da! All right. So for anybody who hasn't had the chance to go ahead and play the game before, we just went through a jelly, I don't know, like a jelly patch, like an infested jellyfish area. They supposedly represent like they're like an embodiment of terror or fears in the afterlife. So you can actually find them here on the map and you can see what level they are and whatnot, and they drop materials and things that you actually need in order to upgrade your boat. Not sit-up time! Not sit-up time! Alright, you get free ASMR of an old man trying to go ahead and not sound like he's dying, so you're welcome. We're gonna go off camera here for a minute. It's only 10 though. Oof. I have to go ahead and tell my dog not to sit on my chest though. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wah-wah. Okay. One of these days we'll go ahead and get a full body tracker and whatnot, but in the meantime, it is not this time. It is not this day, as Aragorn would say. Just because I don't know if anybody's ever looked into getting haptics before. It's not cheap. Like even just the one that I could use for like a chest tracker, those are like 200 just to go ahead and get the one that you put on your chest for hand tracking. And the gloves, like, yeah, it's super pricey. I've thought about, because I do have, you know, a couple VR headsets, but at the same time, they are, depending on the card you're using, they can just really struggle for streaming and stuff, but yeah, and they're not easy to configure, you're right. Like, I was looking into getting some haptic gloves just because I didn't want to, I didn't want to believe that the, what is it, I think it's Sprout or something or other, the one that people use that you can pin to your chest so it has a reference point for hand tracking. I didn't want to believe that they were like $200. I'm like, there's no way. Not in this day and age. $200 if, you know, face tracking is so easy with a webcam and people's phones and whatnot. There's no way. But yeah, no, it is. It's a little pricey, so I didn't pick anything up for the time being. Like, even though this my model here is rigged for it, I actually don't. I actually don't do anything with my hands, which is funny because I talk with my hands a lot. I talk with my hands so much to the point that my smartwatch thinks that I'm constantly in some sort of, like some sort of exercise or whatever else. Ooh, what was that? Is that copper? Copper ore! Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Alright, I think this is the first... Oh wait, hang on, we need to... Oh, he's hungry. He hungry. Here. Service on this ship is incredible! Give him a hug. Yeah, so this is actually your uncle, which is what's interesting. So you get little bits of dialogue. The frog dude is your uncle. Stella is, or not Stella is you, but Gwen, I think is what her name is. She has... They all have their food preferences, but they're like people that you knew from before you passed on, so it's cute. They're all relevant in their own ways. Water some of the plants. Daffodil sitting here wondering why in the world we're putting water on the ground, but you know. The carrots ready? Carrots are ready. Whoop. Plant some more stuff here. Let's see, some more turnips. And then one more carrot. We'll water these. So the fun part is actually once you set up your route... oh shit. Not good. Not good, not good. Stop the boat. As I'm sitting here talking about it. You set up your route. The boat only continues moving while you're on it. So you pop off the boat and the boat stops. But if you don't get the boat to stop, you won't be able to... you'll fly right past some of these islands and stuff like that. So it can be bad if you're trying to actually go someplace like this. Can we just stop the boat? Stop the boat, baby. Alright. Cancel. There, cancel all travel, because the gate isn't dropping to get on the boat here. So we can go over to the island for additional materials. Get some berries, some more berries. Is there a tree here? Nope, the tree is growing back. We've been here before. That tree was chopped down previously. So is the rocks, so that's fine. The game will remember for a little bit while it grows back from the last time you were here to harvest. There's normally a tree there. That's where that sprig is growing. Alright. Well, just berries then. Where was I going? Oh! The wandering garlic merchant man is here. It's got the funny music. Oop. Have you ever had any clutter? He's always interested. Give me your useless objects and I'll give you mine. Neatly organize my stock and errands. Please take a look for yourself. 2,000 glim? Yeah, here you go. I already have that. That's not hard at all. I can't give you those, though. I don't have any sockeye salmon. But I do have... it's pronounced vase, not vase. Sell that. Sell a ring. I have anything else? No. All the rest of the stuff I have cooked up and I need for materials. Lightning in a bottle, bright jelly, and empty glass bottles, linen fiber. Okay. Clothing on your avatar reminds of Vincent. Oh, because of the... Is it the... Oh, yeah, no, my avatar. I thought you were talking about Stella, the little girl here. And I'm like... I mean, maybe the hat, because it's just super ridiculous in the sense, like, Vincent's collar was kind of ridiculous. But no, actually, yeah, I see what you're talking about. Let's see, what does he have to buy? It's just literally the stuff that I just sold him. Seeds. Could turn into anything. Hopefully something good. 500 each? Buddy, I don't need that. What a great haul. There's plenty more to do if you ever feel like it. I'll always be around. Okay, well, I don't need to do additional errands. What I do need to do, though, is cook. Let's see. I have all kinds of stuff to cook. Make. Do we have other recipes? I have all kinds of like we don't have. I think it's just make whatever is in there. Oh, how I tried making sense of Stella looking like Vincent. You know, I try to give everybody a little bit of benefit of the doubt just because I'm more of a Final Fantasy nut than other people usually tend to be, so I'm usually on the other side of the fence, which is, oh, you don't know what I'm talking about, okay, let me try and make this make sense to you. So when people are like, oh yeah, it's totally what they look like, I'm like, oh yeah, of course, yeah, sure. try to make sense out of it, but that made my day, thank you. Oh, no, no, no. Grab the squid. Alright, try doing that again. Okay, squid takes forever to cook, so that can sit in here while we go talk to people. Glad you came to talk to me. Like I said earlier, we needed some people on this boat, new passengers. There's got to be a few people around. Lost like I was. Well, maybe not exactly like me. I'm aware of a few things that might go unnoticed by most. That's probably why Father was always suspicious of me and why Mum gave me a hard time for it. Alright, well now it's nighttime. And we need to go get additional passengers. But first, bye-bye. My favorite Final Fantasy? Honestly, I played the crap out of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So out of those, I really liked 7 because it was probably the first one that I had a chance to play when I was a kid. And the fact of how they did the remakes really warms my heart. It really does feel good. Final Fantasy VIII has a lot going on with it, and I feel like it was a more, a little bit more of an intellectual storyline to it. Like there's multiple avenues to it versus 7, which was more linear. 9 was really nice too, but it got a little heavier on the summons and the spiritual side of things. But I really liked 7 and 9. 7, 8, and 9. It's really hard for me to pick between them because I like them all for their own things. 10 was fun, but I couldn't get into 11, but I also think I took a break because I was working really heavily back then. So it's a toss-up, really, for me, because I like certain things about each one of them. Plus, they all had a slightly different system to them for magic and weapons and things like that. So it was always something different. It was always something to go ahead and keep me on my toes. Hell, I remember when I played Final Fantasy X the first time because my friend had a disc because he had a PS2 before I did. And he was sitting there playing Final Fantasy X, but he couldn't beat Sin for the first time. Like the first boss fight for Sin, he just couldn't do it because he couldn't wrap his head around how to level up with the sphere system, and he didn't even know it existed, or he hadn't been using any of his spheres. He was just battling things, expecting it to accrue like experience, like all the other games had been. So he was weirded out by the fact he's like, I couldn't figure it out, and I'm like, it's right here. It's just like this many spheres, and you go ahead and do these things, and they unlock these on this grid. And by that point, he's like, yeah, I got really frustrated with it because he was a couple years younger than me, and so he was like, I don't feel like playing it anymore. You can just have it, and he just gave me his copy of the game, and I was like, that's okay. I will go and appreciate it for you. So I think what it was is that he had just gotten to that point where he was ready to rage quit, and then I sat down for like 20 minutes and figured it out, and he was like, yeah, fuck this. And he just like threw the game at me, and I was like, okay, I'll take the game. Thank you so much. Yeah, he just handed it to me. He's like, whatever, here. And I'm like, okay, I'll take. But at the same time, I mean, right, like back in the day, unless it was like launch day, games didn't get more expensive than like 30 or 40 bucks anyway, regularly. And I was often like waiting for games to go on like greatest hits and whatever for PlayStation 1 back in the day, where it was like guaranteed to be 20 bucks. So it's like I had some games, plus I shared a system in our house at the time when I was younger, so it's like my brothers would play whatever games they wanted. And alright, let's see. So we need to figure out quests, right? Quests. More the merrier. Find a passenger in Hummingbird. I thought we already did that, but I think the game. I think the game crashed. I think that's what happened, because I was able to go and do the thing. Do I still own my physical copy of FF10? It's probably at my parents' house someplace, honestly, just because that's where most of all my consoles were as I grew up. And they kind of packed most of that stuff away and kept everything, so I'm sure it's there. I did move a number of my games, though, with me until it didn't make any sense. I think I still have some original Xbox games, too, so it's like, you know, the big old black box, the Beast. I think I still have some of those games, too. Yeah, like, everybody's like, oh man, I found this crazy treasure, and they found like a copy of like Halo 2 in its case or whatever, and I'm just sitting over here like, I still have my original copy that I got on launch day. I'm just like, I still have it. And it was funny because, oh wait, well, I don't have it anymore. I had a nephew who was obsessed, utterly obsessed with playing through, and he wanted to play, like, I think it's when Halo 4 came out, and as a present to him, I gave him my copies of Halo, like Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, and Halo 3, and Reach, and I said, here you go, and here's the copy of Halo 4, so I literally gave him like 5 games for his birthday. I just said, here's the whole, but you have to promise me you're going to play it in this order, and you have to play them all first. And he's like, oh, but it looks like garbage. And I'm like, you have to learn to appreciate the graphics like we did. I'm like, you will have to learn. And it just kind of, it was funny. Because, I mean, he did play it because he was good like that. But I mean, it's funny that they did the, you know, the Halo Anniversary Edition, which literally brought out all of the remastered versions of the games and whatnot. So I thought it was ironic because that came out shortly after that. Yeah, I tried to be the good uncle. Some of my nephews were, you know, my sisters were like, oh, don't play violent video games, no shooters, he's gonna grow up to be violent. And I'm like, okay, well, so I didn't tell them, but I straight up was like, we're gonna play it anyway, just don't tell your mom. And the funny part is that before I even started doing that anyway, you know, he would go out back and find like, he'd find a stick and just hold it and start making shooting noises, like gun noises. And my sister would sit there and be like, where's he getting it from? Why is he making gun noises? I'm just like, ah, well, boys are gonna be boys and they're destructive by nature, so. Plus, it's everywhere. Like, it's not just video games that says, hey, here's guns and violent things. That's just how TV and media is, honestly. What's the shiny thing? There's a shiny thing in here. Oh, it's in there. I need the key. Do I have money for the key now? $5,000. Sure. Fucking expensive as shit. Unlock the door. Get a ceramic figurine. Ooh, yay, nice. Is there anything else worth a damn in here? Can I assume you're busy? Of course you're busy. Wait a second. You don't have a full-service kitchen. Come back when you do. I have quite the pitch for you. A full-service kitchen? Okay, so there's a person over here. That's right. The sassy person. So, I think actually we saved the game right after I picked up this spirit, and it's possible what happened is it just crashed right after that. What? Oh, you gave me such a fright. That cat. He looks familiar. Daffodil? Is that you? Oh, yes. Yes, it is. Ever so silky, aren't you? Then that must mean... Stella? Is that really you? What a fantastic turn of events. Is that your boat over there at sea? You've come to rescue me again, I see. Well, not so fast. This time I'll be the one doing the teaching. You can bet on it. Let's get going. We have some lessons to go through. Spirit get... Do. Have to go find out who this spirit is this time. Hoppa. So you guys getting up to anything on the weekend? Looking forward to anything in particular? Just resting and letting work slough off, or... Oh! Alright, who is this person? Oh wait, are these done growing already? Am I allowed to go into my farm? No, I have to go talk to the person first? Yes. All this air, all this open space. Yes, I can feel it quite nicely here. I'm flowering already. Ba-boom! It's a snake! Getting out of this chrysalis, what a feeling. Thank you, Stella. It's a snaky snake. It's a snaky snake with a hood. And fingers somehow. Ooh, a garden. Look at little old silly me. Just as I was about to reprimand you for the lack of greenery on your boat, but lo and behold, you've already put together a wonderful little garden. I feel you'll be an excellent student. Well then, that makes us just about ready to start for the first lesson. Make sure there are seeds in these plots. They'll be important. I'll talk to you in a minute. I have to go water my fucking plots. You're gonna play Monster Hunter World and that's it? Maybe squeeze in some FF14. Okay. For sure, for sure. What class are you playing in FF14? Or I'm sure you probably have multiple characters, because nobody plays an MMO with just one character anymore these days. And what kind of build do you enjoy most in Monster Hunter World? I was mostly like the glaive and dual daggers back in the day, when I played it pretty heavily. Alas, we have another ad break coming up in about 2 minutes, everybody. Stay tuned. Give yourself a chance to go stretch. Grab that drink, whether it be coffee or water or whatever else may have you. Stretch those legs, grab some noms, and come on back. We'll be waiting for you. More cozy vibes. Let's see, what are we cooking? That's right, I made mussels, or steamed shellfish. You said you only just started FF14, you're a black mage? Black mage is fun. Black mage is definitely fun. Very, very glass cannon-ish, but I mean that's the name of a black mage, so that shouldn't be all that surprising. And for Monster Hunter, you're also switching axe and gun lance. Okay. Gun lance is super powerful if you can get the charges and stuff done. Those are fun. I remember the axe being pretty damn powerful. I think my friend played it when we used to go ahead and run around nuking monsters. For our first lesson, we'll start with something I've been quite excited to share. This world has some strange rules, you probably noticed already. I've always been a preacher for love towards all living beings. For you see, a garden is a vessel of our love, and a mirror we hold to ourselves. It seems truer now than nower. I have words. I can read. It's truer now than ever. Back on my island when I was lonely, I sang to the flowers, and as I expected, they grew much more vigorously. Through trial and error, I have managed to write a little song. The plants seem to react particularly well to it, and I want to further test to that with that observation with you. Go inside the garden and try playing that piece to your crops. Plantasia Fantastica. That's kind of fun. What do we know? We don't know what they like. We don't know about food. So we talk. Doing good. So you've been taking good care of your plants. That's good. Hope my teachings are helping you in some way. Used to be quite the little soldier. Midfield State University, agronomical engineering, class of 71, top grades, and a progressive profile. I was hired right away by one of these big corporations, and they put me in charge of a large parcel of land, several thousands of acres. I was to maximize the output of our land assets. That's what I did, and believe me, I did it well. I crammed the full field of transgenic seeds. When insects came, I doused them with poison. When the soil turned gray, I pumped it full of chemicals. Great, powerful stems grew upon those grounds, and plentiful, unnaturally enormous cobs. But underneath all laid unfathomable sickness. Guess it was inevitable that I met with the dragon then, sooner or later. Alright guys, have a minute and a half for the ad break, stay tuned. Meanwhile though, a verse from our collective tale. In chat, a Vincent vibe. Final Fantasy love, alive. Stella's look, a mix-up tease. Laughter echoes with such ease. Xbox tales of yore, so grand. Uncle Goat Emoti takes monster hunting. Oh, takes a stand. Got it. So grand. Uncle Goat Emoti takes a stand. Monster hunting, magic spells. FF14's black magic or black mage dwells. Switch axe swings, gun lance booms. Old games, nostalgia looms. Join the Discord, Steam code share. A wing shields call to care. That's fun. Thank you, Frosty Tools. I appreciate that. Frosty Tools doing all the wholesome bot things. Let's see. We do need to play the guitar. Ah! Am I not... What the what? Oh, am I outside of the window? Is it not letting me play? What? That's ridiculous. Hold on. I was literally hitting the keys. I call shenanigans. This isn't that hard. I think there's a lag since I'm in windowed mode or something, because I'm hitting these keys. Yeah, I have no idea what that... It's not... That's weird. That's really weird, because I think there's a lag with what's playing there, because I'm sitting there. I play DDR and Stepmania and everything else like that, you guys. The timing is not bad for me. God. Have you seen how the plants swayed and grew as you entertained them? Isn't that fabulous? Yeah, I think they're about to go ahead and grow just so they can rip themselves out the roots, because I was just butchering that song. As I suspected, emotions in this world manifest themselves much more vividly. Well, I'll make sure to spread the word about this fascinating discovery, and who knows, other passengers might know how to play some music too. They might help, if in a good mood enough. Speaking of which, in all the commotion for the last few days, I forgot something. This is for you. This strange coin has been tickling me ever since I arrived here. I'm relieved it's not one of those pollen allergies again. Boop. Well, welcome back from ad break, everybody. It's good to see you. Hopefully you had a chance to go ahead and stretch those legs and make your way around. Thanks for that stretch redeem, Penny. I appreciate it. Oh my god. Actually, that's amazing. Oh, I just cracked my neck like 6 times. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Ow. Ow. Oh, that felt better though. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Remember, everybody, self-care is super important, so make sure that you pay attention to yourself, listen to your body, get that drink, take the meds that you need, grab the noms, stretch regularly, and get up and, I'm not going to go say touch some grass, but I will say go for a walk. Take a little bit of a lap around the block or something like that. Get up and get out and get some sun. Vitamin D is definitely very important. Yeah, so actually, if you take your hands and you kind of cup them behind your head and kind of pull forward a little bit to where it kind of actually elongates your neck. You don't want to pull too hard, but what you're aiming to do is it kind of helps decompress your cervical vertebra, aka your neck area, and it should crack naturally on its own. You're not going side to side, you're not twisting or anything else like that. You're just kind of doing a forward motion with your chin down towards your chest, and you kind of pull forward, and if it does, cool. If it doesn't, don't do it. Also, welcome back, Myth. Good to see you, buddy. How was your walk? You came back just in time after everybody's ears finished bleeding because I was butchering some kind of song to make my plants grow better. There's a good walk? Well, good. It's definitely a nice set of weather for it, honestly. Although it's like 80 degrees here because your boy lives in a desert, but whatever. You caught a window where the bomb cyclone wasn't pouring. Oh! Oh, you're getting rain right now. Well, I envy you for the rain, because I would dance in that stuff, but at the same time, I'm glad you had a chance to go ahead and get out and get some sun. That's good. Now granted, I'm sure if I lived in a place where it rained regularly, I'm sure I probably would be like, ugh, it's raining. But we get rain so rarely here. I'm like, what is this mystical sky water? And I go and dance in it. No, no, it's not done. It's not done. I just took all the shrimp out. Oh, that took forever too. Yeah, I will say Arizona rain is kind of a thing all in of itself. It's usually, it's like a cool breeze and like a slightly cool rain, but it's mostly like a warm rain, just because of how hot it usually tends to be. It rains here and then gets super humid. That's kind of what it gets to be like here, Panny. The humidity, it just gets so muggy. So, but we do get things in summertime that we call monsoons, which is where we'll get, you know, several inches within like 30 minutes. And it's just like only over like a square mile, and we'll get microbursts. I've had it actually storm so hard that it actually split, like, you know, there's lightning that struck and split trees and people like right in a, you know, down the street from where I was standing, and yet it was only like 1.5 miles, 2 square mile like area. It was very small focused storm. When you're an introvert, so being inside is no big deal, but and then yeah, the humidity is not super bad there in the northwest. You're right, Myth. After having been up there, I went all the way right up against the top of the border, Northern California, and I hiked up into the redwoods and stayed up and backpacked up in the redwoods for about a week with some friends. And we were right off the coast, so there's enough of those coastal breezes that it really pulls that stuff away from you. Depending on what part of the state you're in, obviously. Didn't want to disturb you with this, but for the last several weeks I've been having strange dreams. They were of a giant snake and menacing reefs and of rotten fruit. And since joining you and your crew, they've been much clearer. I think it's the air of the sea, or maybe the mystical energies of the Everlight. Anyway, I'm convinced the dreams have been visions, and furthermore, I think they might be coming from our mutual acquaintance. Been looking at the map in your cabin, and I keep being drawn to a specific spot that I marked. I think we should visit. No point making it wait. Why are you upset? What kind of food do you like? Here's a hug. Do we know what you like for food? We don't, huh? Well... I was quite hungry. It's a very engorged snake. All I do is give you some raspberries. Yeah, that is some pretty gorgeous country up there for sure. You hate the humidity, it just makes you feel icky. Yeah, it's not, it's like, it's a discomfort and the fact that you just can't get dry, you know? Like, I will say, on the one hand, it's hot as hell in Arizona, but at the same time, it is still, most of the time, really dry, so at the very least when you're sweating, you don't feel sticky. But on the flip side, you also never cool down, and you burn, like sunburn, within 15 minutes. So, because there's no UV protection, there's no cloud cover, there's no shade. So, depending on what you want to deal with, you know, at the same time when you're sweating, you'll dehydrate and have a heat stroke real fast in Arizona. But at the same time, yeah, like the dryness of it is great because I don't like humid heat. It's very sweltering. But instead of it being like a sweltering, oppressive heat with high humidity, Arizona is more like when you open the oven and you get that blast of like heat and you it feels like it's just oppressive, or like a blow dryer in your face. That's what it's like. So, do we always wear sunscreen up there, or you just take the sunburn? Most of the time, people just take the sunburn, my dude. Most of the time. I will say, though, Amazon has these, they're kind of like Under Armour elastic material, and they're sleeves, and you can pull them up, and you snug them up on your arms, and they have like a SPF 25 or 30 or something like that protection, and they breathe really well, and they're moisture wicking, and they're cooling, so actually they're really nice, and you can get a pack of like 6 of them, like a 6 pair for like 20 bucks, and it's really nice. It's really nice. I would actually recommend picking some of those up. Plus you can, you know, they're really just tubes, so you can wear them on your legs if you want, from like your ankles to your knees. You can wear them from your wrists up to your shoulders, and then you can wear like if you're super concerned, you can wear like what are they called? Not a gaiter. Maybe it is a gaiter, like the neck wrap things that are made out of material for that kind of stuff. Now we've got a real boat going. You'll have to take care of these new passengers now. They'll be the ones testing your patience, not me. But before all that, I have something to ask you. You might have noticed it now, but sleeping in the guest house is not the ideal scenario for any of us, especially since it's getting crowded in there. I'm not complaining, but you've been terrific, and it would be terribly rude to blame you for anything, but I think it's time for me to have a space of my own. A nice little house, unpretentious but sophisticated with a cozy vibe. A space in which I could read and unwind, far from the turmoil of the deck. Oddly enough, I'd see something with an alpine flair. See, even I can be filled with nostalgia sometimes. Again, I won't be pushy on this, but I'd be delighted if you could build it for me. Oh, thanks, Gwen. not that you need to build it or anything, but you should build it. Definitely complaining such demands. Yeah, she's kind of that way. That's kind of just her attitude and her vibe. She's kind of snooty. So this is the loom. Gwen's Lodge. Oh, I totally have materials for that. That's not even a problem. Where do we want to put it, though? We put it on top? What if we... Hang on a second. Let's put this here. It's going to look gaudy. So let's edit this. These can go over here. And then... Gwen's Lodge can go right there. And then it's even, and there's room underneath. And maybe I'll put something down here. That's my thought. Because I still need to make the loom. I also need to make the foundry and sawmill and all these other kinds of things. Yes. And apparently we can improve stuff. Oh my, you can decorate them? Well, la-ti fucking da. I need materials for that, need missing blueprint for that, missing blueprint for that. Okay. Well, that's still better. I will take that. Alright, meanwhile though, we got Gwen her own little cozy vibe place. This cabin is outstanding. It really does wonders to have a place of your own. Doesn't it remind you of my old condo on Waverly? Probably the only place where I could get some peace and quiet. Thanks, old friend. I'm going bananas on this ship. I don't have anything to do! I've got this surplus of energy. I need to get my hands busy. Can you do me a solid? You've always been my favorite niece. You know that. I think I need a place to focus on that energy. In a sawmill. Yeah. You're just missing some of the key components. Materials. Which I'm sure you can find on nearby islands. Counting on you to help me out. Sure you don't want your old uncle to sleep on the deck. Right? Well, good, because I planned on bloody doing that anyway. Oh, it's literally just it's just a room with a bed in it. That's fine for her, I guess. Alright, we should really get moving. Just burning daylight here. Okay. So, all the same. Let's go. There's maple logs here. We'll go here. And go here. The quartz dragon? That doesn't sound terrifying or anything. And then there. Yeah. Cool. Confirming. Ooh, we get to go through a storm, you guys. If you haven't had a chance to see what a storm looks like here in the game, it's fun. Ooh, fancy vase. Oh, storm time already. Oop, 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 oop. Let me go ahead and get these out of the oven really quick. Shrimp cocktails! And then... cook the fish. Let's go. Quick! A lightning storm, don't be scared. Catch as many bolts as you can. Just stand below each hit. You got it. Lightning get. Oh, bam! Oh no! Daffodil got struck by lightning. Ba-boom! Haha! Oh! Kitty got struck again. Yeah, for some reason, every time Daffodil gets struck by the lightning, I mean, she doesn't take any damage, so I'm just chuckling because all I hear is Thundercats. 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 It's literally a different definition of Thundercats. We ran out of bottles, so I can't collect any more lightning in a bottle, but that's okay. I was able to go ahead and collect some extra glin from that. I like the new faces. I just don't want you to forget your old Uncle Atul. Mr. Personality. I can get along with anyone, anywhere, anytime. I just didn't think I'd have to make new friends at my age. You don't have to worry. It'll all be alright. Sorry I even brought it up. I'll just go stand on the edge of the boat and take in this splendor, you know? Hopefully no bugs will fly in my mouth. That's no fun. Also, for anybody who is paying attention on the page, I have updated some of the panels on my Twitch page, so there should be a list of commands if you guys haven't had a chance to try them out before. There's also... Oh, okay, there we go. Had to go ahead and feed him something different. But there's a list of commands, and there's rules and stuff like that, and whatever else may have you, but check those out. There's like things like questions of the day, hugs, lurks, and all other kinds of fun stuff, so feel free to go ahead and use those. They are programmed to do things. Like, actually, I had a question of the day today from my Discord server, which was, what type of video games do you prefer, chat? If you had to say, what type of video games do you prefer? Oh, question of the day 6. Oh no, is it not? Is there no space? Okay, try it again with no space, Panny. Sorry. I'll need to update that. I could have swore it was with a space. I'll go ahead and make sure I update that. There you go. If you could have one, which would you pick? Teleportation, flight, speak or understanding any languages, telepathy, or eidetic memory, which is the, what's the word I'm looking for? Picture memory. Telepathy, 100%. For sure. Question is, though, is it one of those types of telepathy to where, like, you have a short range for your telepathy, or, like, the longer range you want to go ahead and have for it, the more you have to focus on it? Oh, no, I went past an island earlier. Well, we gotta go back. That'll make the rules, you guys. That's what I'm talking about. I went right past an island and didn't even pay attention to it. Yeah, because I mean, here's the thing: is we could always talk about what types of superpowers we want, but every type of superpower usually has a limitation, right? Like, you can't just be all powerful all the time. Ah, Xavier type of telepathy. Okay. Great power comes great responsibility with that one. Water the plants. Yeah, it definitely has its limits while also being powerful. For sure. I agree. That's what the symbol was earlier. We drove past, we floated past an island. Booloop. Onto the island we go. That's fine by me, because this gives me a chance to go get everything off the island and come back, and we'll sleep, and we'll go on to the next place. This is adorable. This is how you cut down trees. Because Daffodil has, like, an Everlight on their collar. kind of just floats there. Like, okay, I guess I'm helping. Do loop. More tree. I have a lot of wood. Wow, that sounds terrible, just saying that out loud. I do have a lot of lumber. Oh, is that all that was on this? All that was on this island was a couple trees? Okay, well, it's not that bad. Do, do, do.